Hello guys, today we are going to discuss the sociology of religion of Emile Durkheim. Emile Durkheim was a French sociologist, was born in 1858 and died in 1917. His major work was the elementary forms of religious life. Today we are going to discuss Emile Durkheim's sociology of religion in 4 sections. In the first place, let us try and understand Smith's influence on his thinking. In 2 ways, Smith influenced Durkheim's thinking. Smith said that religious practices are more important than religious beliefs. Smith gives 2 reasons for this. People are more concerned about religious observances and are less concerned about the beliefs given by the religion. Secondly, Smith also said religious beliefs are more vague and too general for the common people to understand, and therefore they are more attracted to religious observances and practices. The second influence Smith had on Durkheim was that Smith said religion promotes social solidarity. He says religion promotes social solidarity in 2 ways. Religion offers people a sense of belonging, a community feeling with one another. Secondly, religion also regulates individual behavior. When individuals do anything against a society, it is considered as a sin. Now let us move to the second part of our discussion. Durkheim worked with 2 hypotheses. The first hypothesis is that religion is not inherently false or illusory, as many of his preceding sociologists have claimed. Secondly, the sense of sacred is common to all religions. In order to verify this hypothesis, Durkheim chose Arunta tribe, one of the aboriginals in Australia, to verify his 2 hypotheses. In the third section, we will discuss in 5 points his major findings. The first one, he says, what makes an object sacred is not something inherently in the object. In fact, the clan is represented in the object. Totem is the sacred object in the Arunta tribe, and totem merely represents the clan. And this is set apart by the clan members. And the fact that they have set it apart makes it sacred. Secondly, he says because the totem is set apart by the clan and the totem is representative of the clan, religion is nothing but the symbolic manifestation of the society. Thirdly, he also says that because religion is a symbolic manifestation of the society, religion has an impersonal force over the individuals. The individuals have to give up their personal preferences for the sake of the society. Fourthly, the collective force that is exerted on the individuals by the society is real. Society is real. And since religion is only a symbolic manifestation of the society, religion is not illusory but therefore real. The fifth point that he enumerates is very simple. Religious practices or religious observances are the ones that provide cohesion to the society. It promotes solidarity. When people come together to celebrate rituals, they have what he calls a collective effervescence. And therefore, in this sense, a Christian ritual is not different from a Jewish ritual. All rituals are same insofar as all rituals have the same function of producing a sense of belonging. Therefore, he concludes religion is a cohesive behavior. Now, in the fourth part, let us critically assess the ideas of Durkheim. Let us first look at the positive contributions that he has made in the study of religion. At least there are 2 positive contributions that he has made. In the first place, he says religion is socially constructed and socially determined. Therefore, religion bears the mass of the society. This is a new insight in the study of religion. Secondly, he gives more importance to religious rituals than religious beliefs. Negatively speaking, there are at least three ways we can find limitations in his thinking: methodological, ethnographic, and limitations in argument. With regard to his methodological limitations, again, we can find at least three important limitations. In the first place, Durkheim had limited data. He had studied only one tribe, the Arunta tribe, and from which he made generalization to all religions. Secondly, he said the reason he chose the primitive tribal religion is because that is the simplest kind of religion. Now, what he means by simplicity is again problematic. If by simplicity he means the absence of science and technology, one can understand it. But by simplicity, if he means the religious practices, then again it cannot be accepted, because the primitive religion was as elaborate and as complex as the modern religion when it comes to the use of symbols. Thirdly, many scholars also would raise questions about the way in which he generalized the phenomenon of religion in the primitive societies to modern societies. Because primitive societies, there was an overlap between social relationship and religion. All members of a social group belonged to the same religion. Their affiliation was very much within the group. Whereas in the modern societies, we do not share the same phenomenon as in the primitive societies. Within the same family, people may affiliate themselves to different religious communities. Therefore, this becomes an objection. With regard to his ethnographic limitations, again, there are at least five major criticisms. The first criticism is the Arunta tribe is not the most primitive tribes, and why he made the choice of the Arunta tribe is not justified. Secondly, totemism is not typical of Arunta tribe. There are many other tribes where totemism is far more typical than in Arunta tribe. Thirdly, many anthropologists today question a direct relationship between totemism and clan organization. Fourthly, he has not given any evidence to show all religions are derived from totemism. Fifthly, the distinction he makes between profane and sacred seems to be overdrawn. The third set of criticism focuses on limitations in his arguments. We can at least speak of five limitations in his arguments. Firstly, there is no doubt there is a close relationship between religion and society. But he has not given us any argument to make a drastic conclusion that religion is nothing but the symbolic manifestation of society. Secondly, his position seems to have serious moral consequences. It is a collective force of the society that has impact on the individual behavior. It regulates the individual behavior, which means when the collective force of the society inspires someone to indulge in atrocities, it can be justified. If the collective force of the society can inspire heroic deeds, it can also inspire atrocities, and therefore this can lead to an understanding of morality as mob mentality. Thirdly, if religion can unite, it also can divide. In the words of Aaron, if it promotes a fanatical devotion to one collectivity, it can also promote hostility towards other collectivities. Therefore, not only it serves a cohesive function, but also a divisive function. Fourthly, Durkheim affirms that religion is not illusory, which is a welcoming sign. But at the same time, the logical conclusion would be that religion embodies certain truth. But we are deluded about the nature of truth. Why? The truth that we consider God is no longer a supernatural being, but merely the society. Therefore, we are deluded about the truth. Lastly, Durkheim considers the function of religion as generating and sustaining social solidarity. But this is not the purpose the participants of the religious practices think of. They practice in religious practices, or they participate in religious practices for different other reasons. Now, what makes Durkheim's position a more privileged position to consider? This is the reason why they participate, namely to build the society. This again is problematic. So far we have discussed the sociology of religion according to Durkheim. In the next presentation, we will discuss other functionalists in the next video. Thank you very much. Cheers.